Let's do this. Hey guys, it's Sarah from I Swear I'm Stitching. Today is April 26th, and this is episode 95. This is a Flosstube where I talk about cross stitch. I also knit and sew. I don't know why I bother saying I knit because I hardly ever do anymore, but sometimes I do. But I have been sewing a lot. The bug has hit. But not a lot to show. I had a busy week. A smidge of a dip in my depression, which kind of threw things off for a bit. My kid came home for the weekend from college, basically because she missed her dog, which is silly because today's her last final, so she'll be home tonight for the summer. Unless she gets an internship in New York that she applied for. But we won't know that until May, sometime in mid-May. But it was also mainly so she could get, my son picked her up, they came home, she hung out, she drove herself back with one of the cars because she then was going to sometime, yesterday, Wednesday, I don't know what day it is, drive up to Cleveland to her best friend who's in college in Cleveland, and they went and saw a show from some YouTube person, Tommy Innit, I don't know, I'm old, and then she drove back. She's going to take her final in about 2 hours and then drive home. So she's had a busy week too. But anyways, she was here this weekend. So when she's here, not a lot gets done because, you know, we're hanging out. But now that she's going to come back for the summer, it shouldn't affect my productivity because it won't be a special thing anymore. You know, like, oh, you're home for the weekend. She'll be home all summer, hopefully. And like I said, I've been sewing a bunch, so the cross stitch is kind of tamed down for the month. But next month is Stitch Mania, and I have 15. I'm going to do the 15 new starts. So my plan is to start 15 new projects, work on one for 2 days. The last one I'll work on for 3 days, since that's how the calendar works out. And I momentarily thought about doing Mermaid Mania because I went through my patterns and I had exactly 16 mermaids. And I was like, well, I could do Mermaid Mania. But I'm going to do Magazine Mania because I want to get these magazines out of my house. Because I want to see if I can donate them to the library. Because they really have like only one's got like 3 in there, but some only have like 1 or 2 patterns that I want to stitch. And then once I stitch them, I don't need to keep them in my house. So that's my plan. Oh, my arms hurt. My husband also, my arms always hurt. But my husband got my in-laws' old elliptical from their basement that I haven't used in like 6 years. So I've been using that, and that's really got my arms tired. But let's see. Yeah, so what else I train of thought, you guys? Oh, so before I see you, I'll only have 1 day, 1 Mania start to start. So I have like 19, 20. I included the digital patterns from Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine. So altogether there's about 21 projects that magazine projects I had to choose from. So I put them in the tiny decision wheel and I will spin for what to stitch. And I only have 1 day before I Flosstube again. So I just am going to spin once and find out what I will start on May 1st. First, let's get, oh, I forgot the biggest thing I made. To my son's room. I have FFOs. And then the other thing is over there. Oh. I have FFOs. One I can't show you because I can't. And the second is I finished my son's, I have a picture of it. I finished my son's bird pillow. He took it upstairs. He loves it so much. It's 7 colorful birds from DMC, and I got the pattern from Sheila at Mrs. Stitches. Let me write Sheila's name down so I don't forget to link her. It was on 18 count Shburi Sunrise from Kaylee. Kaylee's name down. Kaylee 10 stitch. So this is a picture, which is not as good as holding it up in front of you guys. I know. There it is. So I finished the birdies and all the back stitching, and they have beads for eyeballs. And then I put that pretty bird fabric around it, and I just tacked on a little heart button because, you know, I'm a mom. That's what I do. And he loves it. Oh. The fabric I used for the more close-up of the fabric. Isn't that cute? I think my favorite are the little tiny, well, the little tiny birds right there. Those little tiny birds. Those little guys. How cute they are. Yeah, those are my favorites, those little guys. So I finished that. And like as soon as I showed him, he grabbed it and went and took it to his room. He loved it. He even gave me a hug. My kids are good to craft for. They are very appreciative. All right, so now whips. Like I said, not a lot of whips. And where are they? I've left everything everywhere else. I'll be right back. I set it out and everything. Because you know me, I'm not editing. I set out my things and everything. No. And if you hear jingling, that's me. It's my necklace my best friend gave me. It's a antique silver knife, like the top of one, and it's turned into a bell, and it's got this really pretty flower on it. Yeah. So that's me jiggling. I'm gonna try to push this chair out so I put. Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys. I should show you this stack of crab on my table. So much crab. Okay. So, in no particular order, things that I worked on. A lot of these things were for fan stitching. I did not work on Lakapati this week. I know I have, I've told you before, I have the set schedule. And Monday is Phantom Stitching. On Facebook, I try to hit the weeklies, get those done. Tuesday is Hade. I didn't work on that either. Wednesday is Witchy Stitcher, my 2 sals I'm working on. Thursday is Lakapati, my fancy seasonal person. And Friday is EPP. I did not work on Lakapati or Hade because I was working on sewing stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I was thoroughly invested in sewing, and because yesterday was Lakapati's day, it was my mother-in-law's birthday. I went over there and spent some time with her. Just stuff going on. Didn't follow my weekly schedule, but it's okay. It's my schedule. Okay, so what I did work on was Polar Pack from Plum Street Sampler. I'm working mine on 32 count. Oh, sorry. I really wish, don't look at my nails. I have multiple nervous traits. One is biting my nails, picking at my cuticles, and one is chewing the inside of my cheeks. So, yeah. It's a good thing you can't see the inside of my mouth. But, so don't look at my, don't look at my fingers. So, I'm working mine, sorry, this is Plum Street Samplers. I'm working mine on 32 count Lugana and Aquarius by Stitch Me. I'm doing 1 thread over 2. The called for DMC, except for the red. I'm using Licorice Red, which is, I think, the actual called for red. It's one of my favorite reds from Classic Colorworks. I think I got cockeyed when I left. Okay, so I was working on white, so there's white thread in the Q-snap. I kept it in the Q-snap because I would really like to try to get some more of it done because it's not very big and it shouldn't take long. I don't like white. So I did a little bit of white and then I did a little bit of red. So I was like, and then rewarding myself with some red. There is a bee. I think she puts bees on like all these, and I won't be putting the bee because I just don't give a shit about bees. They're not my favorite thing. They're okay. I'll probably put another little blue doodad there. But yeah, oh, That is pretty damn close for the fabric color. It never shows up right. Look how pretty that blue is. I didn't realize how close I got to that blue on there. Wasn't on purpose. Oh, it's so pretty. I just really hate stitching with white, you guys. The polar bear, which is unfortunate because polar bear is one of my favorite animals. I never mentioned what the bags are. I keep all my threads in like a little notion pouch. I just made that. And this is an awesome bag from Lynn of Lynn X Stitch Creates. Little steampunk owls and kitties and raven crow things. Here, write Lynn's name down. Okay, and then I worked on, what is this? My Star Spangled Shoal. This was, oh shit, you know, I didn't even realize. I forgot about this magazine. I did include it in my magazines because there's another magazine in a pattern bag too, a project bag that I didn't include on my spinning wheel, and this has got a couple tabs in it. Oh shit skis. Do I still want to stitch them? No, I don't want that one. Okay. This one has bees. I think I must have tabbed it because I like the flowers. It's the Summer Bees from Twin Peaks Primitive. I must have put a tag on it because I really like the flowers. I don't know if I just want to stitch one flower, you know. I really like those flowers though. What's the... You know why? Part of it's because it uses the 22, the red 22, which is, I was gonna say, it's one of my new favorite reds, but and then when I look at the Fancy Floss for 22, it's licorice red. That makes sense. That's why 22 would be one of my new favorite reds. I might have to sneak that onto the wheel because I really do like those flowers. But what would I do? Would I like just do the flower, like one flower, both of them? I guess I'd like these little flowers. I don't know. Oh, that's my doggie. She's outside. She can stay out there for a little bit. It's a nice day. I don't know, you guys. I'm gonna leave it off the wheel, and when I'm done with Shoal, because obviously I'll have this in here for a while. So there's no getting rid of this magazine for a while, because I'll be doing this project for a while. Anyways, this is Star Spangled Shoal from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher 2022 Summer Magazine. It is by Michelle L. Palmer of Michelle Palmer Artist. It was a punch needle pattern, and Kaylee, with permission from the artist, turned it into a cross stitch pattern for me because I loved it so much, and I don't want to take up punch needle. Oh, I love him. Look at that. Oh, beautiful whale. So I'm doing mine on some stiff ass 32 count linen from Fangirl Fibers, using the DMC that's called for, plus for the whale, this gorgeous, this is not called for, this is what I decided on. It's Fisherman's Wharf, that's appropriate, Fisherman's Wharf for a whale, from General Art. Oh, I can't wait to use that. It looks just like the thread that Kaylee dyed for my dragon, my fluff. It looks just like it. So, and I love that, so I know I'm gonna love this. But I'd already bought that by the time I got the thread from Kaylee, so I decided to go ahead and just use that. Anyways, so it's 2/2. It's gonna be full cover, so that's why I'm using this ugly fabric that I don't like. Stiff, not that great to stitch on. What did I get? I wanted to get down to the, I wanted to see how wide the pattern would actually be. And so I stitched this blue and some of the red. It's only gonna be that wide. I don't know why I thought it'd be wider. He's only gonna be that wide. So now next time I go, I'm gonna try to go up to see how tall he'll be. So that's all I've got so far. Oh my gosh, I can't. My nose is runny. Okay, there we go. Sorry, guys. This is a variegated DMC that's called for. It's got more lady blues. Hopefully it doesn't blend too much with the general art color, because it's blue and brown. Guess I'll find out, huh? See, my Star Spangled Shawl. I really should work on this some more. Like I said, it's not my favorite thing to stitch on because I don't like the fabric. That's the whole point of me using the fabric, is because it's gonna be full coverage, so at least use it up. I don't know. Guys, I swear to God, my nose started running. If you watch Flosstubes, you'll know, like, Flosstube nose is like a real thing. It gets itchy, gets runny. Oh, shit. I just made this bag. This is one of mine. When I make my own bags, I don't use interfacing. That way they're real floppy, so I can just fold them up and put them away when they're not in use. Well, unless, okay, this bag I did use interfacing because it's a quilted bag. But anyways, oh my gosh. So what's this one? This is, this is my Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, which I don't have a cover photo of, so I have to show you on my phone. Sorry, that was the mail guy. My mail lady really, when she comes, she lets you know she's here. I thought that she was gonna bang on my door, but it's not her. Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow by the Carriage House Samplings. Jesus Christ. Everyone knows what it looks like, right? So, oh my God. I finished that block. I can't remember if I showed you. I'm so sorry. And then my next block to start was that one, but for a fandom prompt, I wanted African animals, so I was like, well, they have crocodiles, so I went over here and literally just did a line of black and started his face. And then I moved it back up to do that square, because that's my next square. And so it's in the Q-snap, so I'm not going to show you the little crocodile face because Q-snap. But I'm just going to... It is on 18 Count Ada by To Die For Fabrics, which is currently not, she's on Etsy, they're on Etsy, and they're currently not dying right now. I think they're taking a year off, sorry. And I'm doing 1/1, called for DMC. And so, yeah, I got a fair amount done on the day I worked on this one. I have named that skeleton. That's Tanya. Because I name everything. I can't help it. That's what I do. That's Tanya the skeleton. That must be her haunted house. And then for the tombstones, a couple of them had letters in them, and I wasn't sure if they had any significance, so I changed them. My last name is Klein, so I changed that one to a C, and there's two smaller ones that had like a J and a T, I think. I can't see anymore. I drew over them. But I'm going to put a B and an S for my husband, Ben, and me, Sarah. So it'll be BS Klein. Yeah, our initials are BS. It is, I do enjoy that it is bullshit. But I love it so much. I did not want to stop. When I get going on my Halloween and Hawk Run Hollow, I do not want to stop. And I don't know if anyone else is hockey fans, but the Stanley Cup is going on. And even though my team, go Pens, didn't make it, my husband and I love watching the Stanley Cup. We watch as many games as we possibly can. And then for each matchup, I root for one team. It's kind of hard when some of the teams, I hate both the people. I'm looking at you, Rangers, Capitals. So, yeah. So this makes real good Stanley Cup stitching. I don't know why, but it did. That's also why I've been sewing a lot, because that also, my EPP is really good Stanley Cup stitching. But just in case you're curious, I would like Carolina to win the cup. But the 3 teams I'm rooting for the most are Carolina, the Lightning, and the Golden Knights. And the Lightning are letting me down. The teams I would love to not see go far, because I hate them, are Boston, the Rangers, LA. Boston, Rangers, LA. I swear to God, there's one more. Boston, Rangers, LA. Maybe there's not one more. I'm just indifferent towards the Canadian teams. Sorry, Canadian teams. But yeah, anyways, you don't care. Stanley Cup. Woo, go hockey. So there it is. I've kept this in the Q-snap because I would like to work on it some more, because, like I said, once I get going, it's very addicting. I love my Halloween Hawk Run Hollow. So I have 6 fully done blocks. I have a tiny bit of 2 other blocks done, like a tiny bit, like a pumpkin in one and the crocodile head in another. And then this. So I am chucking along. I just love it so much, you guys. I wish I had more time to work on everything. I do. I just don't prioritize things. So this bag is in my bag I made. This one does have interfacing because it's a quilted bag. It's an FPP bag. It's a sunflower. I can't remember the designer, but when the war with Ukraine and Russia began, she was selling this pattern to raise money. So I bought it and made it turn into a project bag. Let's see. Now we are on to. Oh my gosh, what is that? My Witchy Stitcher Salves. Now, I honestly can't remember if I showed what I showed last week. I do apologize so much. This is Cryptid or Supernatural? This is Supernatural, which I don't have a full picture of. I don't know why I have a cover picture printed out of Cryptid, but not Supernatural. It's from the Witchy Stitcher. That's what it looks like. I'm doing mine on 32 count linen and After the Harvest from Stitch Me, using Call for DMC and Anchor Black 2/2. I had Anchor Black just because I had Anchor Black. Wait, that's not right. No, that's right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All my stuff's all blah blah blah. So there it is. I finished my Banshee. I can't remember if I showed you last week that I finished the Banshee, but apparently I didn't finish the Banshee. I didn't do the outline. Now I've done the outline. And then I finally started working on bringing down the border. And I'm going to go, I decided to do mainly the chunk of border and then go back later and do the little points and the bats that you can see on that side. Because it's just, it's very mindless just to do 4 straight lines of solid black stitching. Now, I don't know for next month. This month obviously was Banshee. Next month, I'll have to see what the first weekly prompt is in fandom. Because I kind of want to do Ogre. He's under Banshee. Look at him. Kind of want to do him next. I'm not sure. We'll see what, if anything is, if it fits any of the, prompts. If not, then I'll either do the Djinn over here, just to go to the top, or the Ogre under Banshee, because that's the one that is calling to me. And this bag is a bag I got off Etsy from Creative Carol Designs. There's her little logo. Just cute little gnomes. I think, yeah, it's got cute gnomes on the inside too. It's one of my few vinyls, because they're not my favorite kind of bags. I will use them and love them, and it is nice to see what's inside, obviously. It's just a little smaller than, I do like the handle. I love a handle. I absolutely love the handle. Excuse me, Jesus. But it's like, you'll see Lynn's bags. You can see the size difference. So like I can fit a Q-snap in here, but it's tight. Whereas in Lynn's, I fit it in it. You can see the size difference. It fits better. There's just a bit more room. So I love the size of Lynn's. I love the handle of Creative Carol Designs. And then the last one is the Cryptid. Now my nose is really gonna run because I sneezed. This weather is making my sinuses and my allergies go crazy. Also by Witchy Stitcher. It's a black and white printout. I can't remember if I showed you that I finished Bigfoot. I can't remember when I finished Bigfoot, but I finished Bigfoot for the month. And I started working on the border. I kept this in the Q-snap too because that border is good Stanley Cup stitching because it's just solid black. But has black thread all over it. Goodness gracious. This is on 32 count Lugana in pink chocolate from Bestitch Me, which right there, that's the color. Oh, it's gone, right? Just gonna watch out and bring it close. He's washed out. That's the color. Anyways, so I finished Bigfoot. Ignore that thread. Look how cute he is. And then I did a little bit of this, and I started working on the frame of this one. This one, though, I got down, and I got bored of doing straight, so I started doing the peaks. So, I'm not sure. Again, I'll have to see what the first week of fandom stitching prompts are to see if anything fits. Otherwise, I honestly don't know who I want to do next. You know, the Devils aren't playing the Stanley Cup, so but I kind of feel like maybe I'll do the Jersey Devil, just because that's the Devils hockey team. Of course, there was also a new hockey team. Well, I don't know when they came into the. I can't remember what year. It's like not very old at all. It's also the Kraken in Seattle. So maybe I'll do the Kraken. Shit. I don't think there's any other ones named after. Arizona's team moved to Utah, and I'm one of the people that's rooting for the name of their team to be the Utah Yetis. So I won't support them. I will be like, Utah. But, yeah. So, yeah, okay. So it's either going to be Jersey Devil or the Kraken. Will be for May. Unless a different one fits for a prompt. But yeah. So there's my, these are so, like, these are so fun to do. They're so little, and they're so quick, and they're so cute. I mean, look at him. Look, I feel like he's strutting. He's like, that's right, I'm Bigfoot, check me out. I'm so cute. And I don't know why I love that death worm so much, but every time I see it, like, I love you, death worm. I don't know why. Yep. So this, like I said, that's in the Q-snap, well, the Nurge, because I ran out of Q-snaps, which I'm getting more used to holding it differently than my Q-snap when I stitch, but it still hurts me more. I don't know if it's because it's thinner and I'm used to holding a Q-snap, which is bigger, but like it hurts my thumb joint. I don't know. If I got more Nurges from people, I would use them because I definitely like them more than hoops. But I probably won't buy any. All right, so then whoa, no, I lost my page. Now on to, that was my cross stitch. If you're just here for cross stitch, that's all I have for you. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I hope you like enough to come back. It was nice meeting you. Nice seeing you again. But now I'm on to sewing. So I also did EPP, which is in my bag I got from Missouri Star Quilt in the Janie's Christmas box this past Christmas. And I'm working on, oh, I've done a lot of my EPP, you guys. It makes really good Stanley Cup stitching. So I started this project 2019, and I neglected it for multiple years. But it's from the Hexagogo by Tatcha Brucher. I'm sorry. Did you hear the little kitty meow? Little kitty stretch. So okay, apparently I'm a crazy cat lady. Although I'm whispering, the cat doesn't care. A couple months ago, a cat appeared in my house and was like, "Hey, I love you." And I was like, "Oh my god, I love you too." And it ran in the house. And I was like, "Well, yeah, okay, come on inside." And it stayed over for 2 days. It loved me. I loved it. It vanished for a month. It came back. Kind of realized maybe it belonged to my next door neighbors who are. I'm not gonna get into it. And then a floofy. It's a mackerel tabby, and I named it Josie. And then about a month ago, 2 months ago, this big floofy-tailed tuxedo cat showed up. And it was like, meow, hey. I was like, only one cat allowed in my house. I'm sorry. I cannot let all the cats in the neighborhood in my house. I think it also might belong to my neighbors. I honestly do not know, because they won't put fucking collars on these things. I live in town. If you have a cat, put a collar on it so someone like me is not like, hey, it doesn't belong to anybody. It's my cat now. And then it vanishes and I'm like, well, I don't have a cat anymore. Put a collar on your cat, please, if you don't live out in the country. I mean, technically, behind my house over here is a farm. It's a small farm, small farm. But on this side of me is apartments and houses and a store. And, like, I'm in town. If you drive up my street that way, Main Street. So I'm like, yeah, just because there's a farm behind us doesn't mean we're in the country. Anyways, I named the tuxedo cat Lila. And then the cat across the street that has been there for 10 years that everyone knows is, I call it Meth Cat because of the house it lives in. And then there was a orange cat roaming around the streets not long ago. I think hunting down some girly kitties. I named him Harold. Haven't seen him in a while though. And then across the street from me, apparently those neighbors got a cat, but it's an inside cat. Good job on them. And so it just stares out the window, and all you see is like this part of it and its ears. So I call it Creeper Cat because I feel like it's always staring at me. Anyways, Josie Joe, since she's been in my house a couple times, she comes to visit now. Her and my doggy are like really good friends, and they cuddle and they play. And Josie Joe comes in, eats my dog's food, drinks some water. I give her some treats, and she crashes in my house for a little while. Sometimes she stays overnight, not very often. And right now she's currently sleeping on my couch. So if you heard a meow, that's what it was. My husband said, Sarah, you can't steal people's cats. I'm like, there's no collar on that cat. I don't know who that cat belongs to. I put a flea and tick collar on it last time it was in the house. Because I was like, well, I don't know who you belong to. I don't know if you're an outside cat or what. So just in case, I put a flea and tick collar on it. It came back the next day. It was gone. My husband said, someone doesn't want you claiming their cat. I'm like, then they should put a collar on it. Anyways, tangent over. Cat rant, tangent over. I apologize. I never liked cats before. I don't know who I am. My quilt. It's the Over the Rainbow quilt. This is what it looks like when it's done. That's a mock-up. You don't want a mock-up. That's what it looks like when it's done. I am not doing white. I hate white. I will do white around the very inside borders so that the squares pop. Then all this will be gray. So I've got a lot done. I'm not going to show you all the ones I've done the past years. My goal, I have Friday, EPP Friday. My goal is like one square. Because you make a square, then you cut it down. It's like one square a week. Guys, I did 4. Oh shit, I just pulled out thread. Yeah, I did 4 and I started on 1. I finally finished all my pinks. This was the last pink and red. Look at those chickens. Look at those GB. And I like that I know what some of these fabrics are from. And that's from a pillow I made my mother-in-law. She collects lighthouses, cross-stitched her pillow, and then made a pillow outline. That's from one of my first quilts. It was also EPP. I made my sister, who loves hearts, I made her a little like a makeup bag with hearts. And then I finished my last pink and purple. My last pink and purples. So excited. This is from quilt I made my daughter years ago. I love this fabric. And yeah, like I obviously have no cares about themes. There's bats, there's hearts, there's a pumpkin in one of my orange ones. And then this one. Yeah, I wish I had started this when I had a bigger fabric stash, because there are a lot of repeated fabrics in each square, because I had a more limited fabric stash back then. When I did all these hexies, very, very limited fabric stash. So I really had to stretch for some of the things. Like this one is, his head's cut off, but it's a fox with some pink flowers. My best friend wanted me to make, she bought that fabric for me to make her face masks back in the day. So I was like, well, if it's pink there, it'll work. I'm running out of pinks. Yeah. And now I've started there's 7 sets. There'll be 7 blocks of each color. So what I have left is purples and blues. I'll show you one of them, like purples and blues. And then green and blues. So I have 7 sets of each of these to do. So 14 squares. And I started one last night. That's what it looks like when I'm working on it. It's before I iron it, and it's all pretty and flat. And like I said, once I have like 5 or 6, I take the papers out in one go and then iron them and put them away with the other ones. So I might do that, even though I only have 4, I might do that with these, because that's the last of those colors. But while I'm working on it, it's all bent up. Yeah. So there's the start of that, and then these are the other ones for it. Look at the little, that's from one of the first baby quilts I made. And there's fabric in here I absolutely hate, but like I said, I was hurting for stash. I don't like this fabric. I hate this kitty fabric. But whatever, it's blue. Yeah, sorry, distracted. But yeah, so 7 of these and 7 of the purple and the blue. I'm really chucking along. Okay, so there's that, and then quilts, more quilts. My son's Little Bits quilt from Quilty, which I don't have the magazine for. I sent it off to, it was finished in like 2021, the quilt top, and then I sent it off to Missouri Star earlier this month, and then 2 weeks later, I sent it back already. So I started attaching the binding. I'm not gonna hold the whole thing up because it's got wonder clips all over the binding, but just like a brief glimpse. So my son's favorite colors are, ever since his little, been red and green, and then as he got older, blue peeked in. So he always wants stuff to be red, blue, and green. So I picked this quilt pattern, and he wanted red, blue, and green. And so each block has red, blue, and green. And then for fun, we decided just to do a pop of other random colors. So red, blue, green, orange. Red, blue, green, like maroon, burgundy, purple. And some of the fabrics blend in more with the back, which we wanted because I think it makes it interesting. Hey, come here, want to say hi? Do you want to say hi? Want to say hi to you? Look how cute he is. Oh, so cute. Oh, so cute, cutie. Oh, so cute. Oh my gosh, that's my kitty voice. You're so good. She likes that skirt. Oh, gentle, cute kitty. Oh, I wish you were my kitty. No. Okay, do one down. I can't hold you up. People aren't here to watch me love on a kitty that's not my kitty. She's just a friend who comes to visit. She comes to visit. Oh, yes, she does. She comes to visit. Hi. Okay, so show them how cute your face is. Oh, down, Josie Joe. Okay, there you go, Josie Joe. Okay, but some of them blend in more with the backing because we wanted it to be, because I didn't care, and the picture in the magazine had a few that blended in the back, and I kind of liked how it wasn't all poppy color, like this one from a distance, this gray blends in more. So I have red, blue, that's green, and red technically. So yeah, some of the fun fabrics are like a yellow, pink, and then he chose this, again, because blue, green, and red are his colors, he picked this blue backing, and I've started, because this also makes good Stanley Cup sewing, binding. So I've started binding it. Just got this tiny little bit on so far. So yeah, there's that. Ooh. So that's my sewing. Now I've got plans. Maynia. I didn't put my picture thing back. Oh. I am going to go ahead and spin real quick on the tiny decision wheel to see what my first Maynia project will be. Okay, so see, there it is. Magazine Maynia. You don't care to see my phone. Oh, shit. Did I just show you my debit card? I should take those out. Oh, shit. I closed it. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Let's try this again. Autumn Squirrel. Now, what is Autumn Squirrel from? It is from Fall 2021. Fall 2021 Autumn Squirrel. Is that it right there, Barbara? Is that the Barbara Ann Designs Autumn Squirrel? Autumn Squirrel. That is what I will start on May 1st. Look how cute she is. I love those mushrooms. I know mushrooms are really in right now. All right. She is going to be my first. I will keep this on top of the pile so I know she is my first Stitch Mania. Actually, I'll write it down. Autumn Squirrel. All right. And then what other plans? Well, I guess this fits into haul. So the quilt I showed you, which I left over there, that I finished, the quilt top, I got fabric for the backing. I don't know what it's called. Or I can't remember where I got it from. If I got it from Missouri Star, if I got it from Fat Quarter. Shoot. I honestly can't tell you guys. Okay. It is Essential 108 backing, Wellington prints. But it's black, but not super black. Maybe charcoal with some gray swirly dots. And that is fluff. So I got 3 yards of that. I'm hoping it's enough for the backing, and I really would like to use this on my Edgar Allan Poe FPP quilt from a while ago. I think it would be really nice as the stashing in that, and borders in that. And if I don't have enough, I'll order more. But I think it'll be perfect. So that's my haul. So once I've done binding my son's quilt, I'm going to quilt that quilt by hand, do straight quilting. And this is my backing for it. And then, because this only took 2 weeks to get back from Missouri Star, I thought, you know what? I wanted to make my mother-in-law a Christmas quilt. I'm going to start it now, so that I can get it sent before, because I think October is when they start saying, like, hey, if you have Christmas quilt, send them now before this date or you won't get it. So I think I'm going to try to get it done before August. Fingers crossed. But I've decided to do, it's from Quilty, because again, more magazines that I need to do things from so I can get rid of them. Because I don't usually do the same quilt pattern more than once because there's so many patterns. Except for baby quilts. I have like one baby quilt pattern I keep going back to. Anyways, this is from Quilty, September 8th, 2014. We've had this magazine a long time. And there's 2 projects in it I'd like to make. I think I made one from it already, but the one I'm going to make her is called Cutting Corners by Susan Strong. That's what it looks like. And I'm going to do hers. The white, I'm going to keep white. The gray is going to be a Christmassy green. And then all the colors are going to be reds. And I've ordered the fabric from Shabby Quilting, I think it is. And it's like red, green with metallic. And I don't think the white has metallic. I can't remember, quite honestly. But yes, I'm going to make her that once. So my plans are to bind my son's quilt, and bind the Moda Love quilt. Start this, and let's see, my mask goes up, and then I have a spring cleaning. I cleaned out her closet. I finally got the bag of t-shirts my kid wanted me to make a t-shirt quilt for her with. So I went through them, and she had weird shirts in there too that weren't t-shirts. I was like, I can't use these. What is this, like satin? And then some shirts that just had like a little logo here, like way up here. And I'm like, well, I can't use that because like I know you can put the collars in t-shirts quilts. I've seen them done on YouTube. I'm not doing that. And I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on t-shirt quilts. And so I have her stack of shirts that I'm going to make into a t-shirt quilt. She has this one pajama that's cute that she wants me to figure out. I was just going to cut off part of it, like a big part of it. But I got to measure because what was I going to do? I was going to cut off part of it. It was going to be like this girl reading books. I was going to cut it that way. But the whole thing, the whole nightgown from when she was like 12 is so many books a little time. I was thinking, since it's so long, I might be able to keep the whole thing and use it like a panel and put like t-shirts, smaller shirts around it. I don't know. I gotta measure out all the shirts and figure out how to. If not, we discussed it and it's fine if I just cut off the words and, oh my gosh, the bottom stack of the books, and just do like that. She's fine with that. But yeah, so I gotta cut all these and then interface them. Oh, it's gonna be fun. I'm not looking forward to making a t-shirt quilt, but she'll love it. And a lot of the things have sentimental value. Here's like one that made me go, whoa. It's from when she played softball when she was like in 4th grade. My husband bought a shirt. Some shirts too, I think. I'm gonna make it as big as I can because like this I can use, if she wants, I can use the front and the back for panels. So that'll work nice. Some of these are just fun shirts. I'll show you one that was mine fucking a million years ago. It was my favorite shirt, and then I passed it down to her, and then it no longer fit her. I loved this shirt. Oh, my doggy wants it. Probably wants to see her friend. Look at that shirt. I love that shirt. Okay. So those are my plans. I think that's it. Did Stitch Mania. Showed you all my quilting stuff. I got big quilting plans. Gonna try to work on my cross stitch. Try to stick to my schedule. Like I said, with all the Stanley Cup games, I'm focusing on the easy things to stitch. And I actually have to stop sewing on my EPP quilt because when I sew, I push up with this finger and I have put holes in it and it hurts. So when I was stitching last night, I had to put like a Band-Aid over the tip. Yeah, that's the only bad thing about the way I EPP and sew is I push up like this. Oh well, it is what it is. All right. I think, one last thing. I caught up on all my current Flosstubes, and so I watched some new ones to me. One I'm mad about because I'm like, I've watched her before. I did. I watched like a first couple videos, and then I totally forgot to subscribe, so I had to like play catch up, and that's Julie and Stitches. So I had to play. I was like, why did I not subscribe? And then I started watching X Stitches and Adventures, Amy. And then Whittier Stitches Cat. Now, Whittier Stitches, I've heard of her from watching Britches Get Stitches, Natasha, because Whittier Stitches has a free pattern, which is friggin' awesome. I don't plan to stitch it anytime soon, but I will eventually buy it. It's free, but you know, I'll throw some money her way because that took work to create. It's Candy. Look at her. I mean, part of me, like I said, I don't know when I started liking cats, but I just love that cat on the moon too. And I don't know what it is, but I love the green and the yellow. I don't know why. That usually wouldn't be my go-to, but I do. Yeah, so that's free, like on her Ko-Fi, on Whittier Stitches Ko-Fi. That's Cat from Whittier Stitches. I believe it's Ko-Fi. Free or donate what you like. But Britches Get Stitches and someone else I can't remember they're doing a sal with it. So go check them out and join that. Like I said, I'm not doing it right now because I have a lot of stuff going on, but it's on my list of things that I would like to stitch one day. So those are my new to me, except for Julie, because I forgot to subscribe, so then I didn't watch any more videos. She's not new to me, but she's new to me because I'm a dumbass. So Julian Stitches, X Stitching Adventures Amy, and Whittier Stitches Cat. Those are 2 new to me. So check them out. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you guys come back again next week. Let's see if I have more stitching. And I will be starting Stitch Mania, Magazine Mania for me. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye.